Hi, my name is Fuxi. I'm a professional FPV drone pilot and content creator from Germany, and in this video I will show you the best GoPro settings to capture cinematic shots like this. If you want to capture cinematic FPV drone footage, there are a few very important settings you have to dial in on your action camera. So in this video I will show you the exact same settings I use when it comes down to FPV shooting. This is the GoPro Hero 11 Black. It's GoPro's newest flagship camera and it's great when it comes down to cinematic shooting. It can also take some hits if you're unlucky and you're crashing your drone. Yeah, and it's a pretty awesome camera. I'm shooting with it a lot. The settings on the GoPro are the same on other cameras. So the white balance and all about the shutter speeds you can also use when you're shooting on an Insta360 camera, on bigger cameras on FPV or on smaller cameras. When I'm shooting with a GoPro, I'm mainly using 5.3K with 25 frames per second or 4K with 100 frames per second. So I will show you these profiles I will use on these two shooting modes, and yeah, so 4K 100 I'm shooting mainly with action sports, and all the other stuff like landscapes, slower videos I'm shooting in 5.3K and 25 frames per second. So let's dive straight into these two settings. So now, when we go into the GoPro custom settings, we choose resolution 5.3K, aspect ratio 8:7 and 25 frames per second. If you're shooting on a GoPro Hero 10 or older, you just use 4:3 aspect ratio. Field of view is wide. Hyper smooth is always off because I stabilize in post with gyroflow. And the rest of the first setting is also off or standard settings. So now for Pro Tune. Of course we want to enable 10-bit because we want that additional color information for perfectly color grading. Bitrate is high. Shutter speed is always double the frame rate. Typically I use white balance 5500 Kelvin because I think it is best suitable for almost every condition, and on GoPros you have always to fine-tune your white balance, so that's not big of a deal. ISO min I always use 100 and max 400 because if you go higher it gets really noisy and grainy. Sharpness I always use low. The color I always use flat profile for best color grading. And the other audio stuff, just put it off. So that's it with the 5.3K video. So let's go over to the 4K 100 frames per second video. The resolution, of course, is 4K, 16:9 aspect ratio and 100 frames per second. Field of view is wide again, hypersmooth is off, and then the only other part is the shutter speed. It's always double the frame rate, and all the other settings are the same as in the 5.3K. So now you're ready to go shooting. So, if you are wondering how I personally achieve my looks and how I color grade my footage and also my Instagram reels, you can check out my newest release, my own LUT pack. There are 6 different handcrafted LUTs to get a unique look for every situation. I also use a special technique, I call it the 2-step workflow, to nail the exposure from every lighting condition, and then you're applying the final LUT. So you have a unique look for every shot and every condition in just under 30 seconds. So if you're interested, just click down in the description. There are my LUTs released. Feel free to check them out. When you are shooting in higher lighting conditions, like outside, some landscapes or something, I definitely recommend you using ND filters like these. These are from Polar Pro. You have some ND8, ND16 and ND32. So the higher the number, the more light they are reducing, and so for very bright daylight you have to use the ND32. For lower lighting conditions, maybe the ND8 is enough. So you need them to achieve motion blur when it's very bright outside. So definitely check these filters out. I can recommend them absolutely to you, and they are also linked down in the description. You are now an absolute specialist when it comes down to setting up your camera settings for an awesome FPV flight. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment any other topics I should make videos about, and yeah, have a nice day. My name is Fuxi, over and out. Peace. First video done. Wow, I'm hyped. Stay focused. Feel free to subscribe, like and comment, share it, and yeah. 1, 2,